2021 Trek electrical bike, Domane Plus HP. Hey gang, this is Mike. I have over 450 miles on this bike. I've owned this bike for just 12 days, so I have been riding it. Again, I have over 450 miles. I wanted to do an honest review because there's really no reviews about these electrical bikes besides the dealers, and we know that dealers are just infomercials. So I want you guys to hear from an actual owner that forked up the money to buy one of these bikes. Okay, I got my gear here because I was actually on a real mini tour out, so I wanted to stop and do an honest review of a 2021 Domane Plus HP Trek electrical bike with you know, the bells and the whistles. Alright, so let me start off with the problems that I have, because I think that's very important. Okay, in 12 days of ownership, I've had major problems, and there has been no support for it, guys, from Trek. Sadly, I've gone to two different Trek dealership, one a private bike shop that sells Trek, and I've also gone to a Trek corporate retail, which they own the business, and the mechanics at both places, top mechanics, ahead of the guys, didn't know how to work on this, and so they basically are shooing me away because of the error code. So that's one of the major drawbacks of buying a Trek electrical bike. A Trek EV bike is there's no support, right? I'm giving you an honest review. I'm a real customer, real buyer, okay? And no one knows how to work on it. Like I said, I've gone to two different bike stores, from corporate owned Trek to a small mom and pop shop that I bought this from, and they both didn't know how to work on this stuff. Okay, so that's one of the main drawbacks. Okay, I'm having two different codes. I'm having the 550 era and 503 era, and the 503 happened 10 days into owning the bike, and the 503, and then the 550 era happened on the 12th day of ownership. So those are the electrical problems, but it also had analog problems. Okay, for example, the very first day I rode this bike, after buying it, the handlebars literally just came off, guys. Okay, all throughout here. It was very disappointing. Okay, I called the dealer that I bought it from. They were, you know, being a little pain, so I took it to the corporate owned Trek. They warrantied it out, they fixed it, and I was happy with that. Okay, I've also had problems with the back derailleur. Okay, they keep tuning it up. This is like the 6th time they've tuned it up. I drive 10-20 miles, it needs another tune up, and they tune it up, and then it drives, and it needs another tune up. And if you can see, it's damaged all my teeth, because, you know, these bikes are a lot faster, and when they miss, you know, it damages your equipment. Again, this is just 12th day of ownership, so they haven't willing to go in there and change these things, the hose, the, you know, the cables, and the housing, or whatever it may be, the pulley weight or whatever it is, to see what the problem is. They just twist here. Okay, go ahead. And, you know, apparently that's not the solution, because it's going to be the 7th time they can need to do that. And again, this is the corporate owned Trek. So those are been the problems that I've had with this bike. Okay, so I want to get that clear, because that's very important, because this is an expensive bike. Trek HP, you know, that's not the cheapest bike. All right, now let's go into some of the positive things. Okay, this is a beautiful bike. I put the fenders on there. It's amazing. It really sparkles the colors. I do like the ISO speed in the back. Why? Because you're able to adjust it. If I get on the other side, you can see that you can get different adjustments. You can see the numbers there. Okay, the further you are here, the harder it is. The further you go this way, the softer it is. And again, the guys at the corporate office didn't even know how to adjust my ISO speed, guys. It was pretty crazy. This is the manager. Okay, so Trek, if you're watching, the guy in Coppell, man, your mechanic, man, you need to replace that dude, because he doesn't really know what's going on, and he's putting a bad culture out there, and he's leading other people. So definitely a bad thing. Coppell Trek bike store. Okay, Name is Skip. Not a great worker to have. I've caught him lie to me multiple times now. Okay, so if you're thinking about buying a bike, don't go there. Not the best place to go, guys. Okay. Now, the other positive thing is I like the front ISO speed. It does work. You know, this is a very, very nice geometry. It's very, very comfortable. I've come from touring bikes and they're very, very comfortable. I've owned many different touring bikes. I put thousands of miles on bikes, so they're very, very comfortable. Hence why I have, you know, the miles that I have on this bike. Okay. So again, those are the positive parts. It's very comfortable, beautiful bike. You know, I like the onboard computer. I like the internal cables. I like the carbon fiber. You know, that's very, very comfortable. One of the things I really like about this bike is also the kickstand. This has been a really reliable kickstand. I've owned a lot of expensive kickstands because when you're touring, it's very important to have a reliable kickstand, and they've all failed me, right? With gear, they all fail. This is the only kickstand that I've ever owned that hadn't failed, and it came with the bike. So I'm definitely a fan of this brand right here. I'm gonna buy it myself on other bikes. It's made from Swish. The braking system has been pretty on spot, pretty amazing. The engine, you know, is pretty awesome. But I do have error code, so in that aspect, it's not that awesome. The braking system's been pretty awesome. What is this thing? Okay. So, you know, overall, I'm happy with, you know, the bike, but I've been having problems with it. Maybe as I go down further, I will become more happier, or maybe more dissatisfied if more and more bugs appear and there's less and less support. Hopefully, you know, there's going to be support and just bad stores and bad management that was at play, and there are better corporate owned stores that can actually fix the problem. All right, but who knows? I'm just going to do a blog about this and keep you guys updated, because, you know, when you spend big bucks, you usually end up with a lot of bugs if the business doesn't have their philosophy straight. They're only about profits, and it seems like this might be the story here on the Trek Domane HP Plus electrical bike. But very, very great bike. I'm very happy with it. You know, the battery comes out here. It has a long battery. Like I said, I've done long miles with it. The battery lasts about 50 miles on the eco mode. You know, I weigh about 220 pounds, and I'll have my 2 bags with me. Today I only have 1 bag, but it's roughly about 50 miles on the eco mode, and sometimes going on a tour mode when the hills are very steep. I haven't been able to get 80 or anything close to that at all. Maybe 50, 55 is the max that I've gotten. But again, I haven't done straight eco all the way through. There's been little small phases of like 2 minutes, so maybe I have to put it into touring mode. Okay, but which just wasn't a lot. But I'm happy with it. If I would have bought the Trek Domane LT, I probably wouldn't be happy with that at all, because the battery life would have been so much less. Now, if you're not doing a lot of miles, not a big problem. But if you're doing miles, you know, you're buying your bike to actually use it and put some miles on it, and you're probably not going to want to have the LT. I was going to buy the LT, but thank God I changed my mind at the last minute. So you know what, I'm already going to spend so much money. Why don't I spend over like another $2 grand to buy the top dog? This is a class 3 EV bike. I did buy the Trek pump. I did buy the Trek water cages. I did buy the Trek mount. I'm very happy with this one. This bike does have controllers here where you're able to do the lights. You can do the engine power. You can channel through different menus like your heart rate, your watts, the distance, the RPMs. You're able to charge the bike right here. So I mean, you know, I think Trek is where they're at, you know, because they do make good products. I have a 2021 checkpoint. I was very happy with that. Again, if I wasn't happy with that first one, I wouldn't have made the second purchase, but the second purchase has now made me question if Trek has the integrity. for future purchases. Okay, so that's where I'm at, and so want to do a quick review of 450 miles on a 2021 Trek Domane Plus HP electrical bike, and this is supposed to be their top dog. This is supposed to be their big gun that they have, and so I got it. I mean, it's a smooth ride as long as you don't have bugs in it. Besides that, it's awesome. I wish it didn't have bugs, because, you know, before I give it a scale of 1 to 10, at 10 it was an awesome bike. So I want it to be awesome. That's why I bought it. That's why I went with Trek. Hopefully it will become awesome as I ride it more, and it will solve these bugs. Alright guys, honest review. If you have any comments, questions about the bike, if you're thinking about buying it, you want to ask me something, if you own a bike, you have problems, please list it below so other buyers can know if they should buy it too, because, you know, it is a big chunk of money, and no one likes corporations that take advantage of them, right? And that's why what makes internet great is because we can call out businesses that do that, and, you know, and give the power back to the consumer. There's a beautiful butterfly when I said that, dude. That's a big omen, right? Because the consumer is why businesses succeed, dude, right? And this is a beautiful bike. I'm happy with Trek, but I surely hasn't been happy with the support of this e-bike. Great bike. Love these tires. These are the Schwalbe G1s tires. They've been really awesome. I actually just bought some green pedals. I'm about to go to the bike store and install it. I don't want to go there because the people there are not the greatest. This is a Trek retail. I shouldn't say all the people, just like the manager, because of the repair department. He's just like a liar, dude. I've caught him lying to me multiple times. So it's just like, the first time I caught him lying to me is like, when I bought this bike, he said they don't have I asked him to upgrade the drive because it came with an upgrade. He flatly lied to me. He says they don't have the little thing to stick it in there to upgrade it because it's such a new bike. And I knew he was full of BS, so I didn't say anything. I caught him lying to me the other day on the 10th day I bought it. I mean, just like over dumb stuff, dude. And, you know, liars are just unbelievable. Alright guys, that's it. Hopefully your Trek will not have the same exact problems that mine has, but I think more than likely it will, because there's more bikes at this bike shop that are the same exact models and they don't know how to fix them. And, you know, how do I know? Because I've talked to them and I've seen it. Like, what's this the problem was? And they're waiting for answers from third parties. And so I don't know, guys. I wish it was a Tesla made bike versus a Trek. I would have definitely bought that over a Trek. Alright guys, peace.